guys, it's ExandShadow, and welcome back to Let's Play Banjo-Tooie. In the last part, we opened up Grunty's Industries, one of the less popular levels in this world. And in this part, we're going to start off our exploration of the level. I say start off because really, one of the biggest problems about Grunty's Industry is that getting most of the jiggies in this level is not a simple process. You know, in most of the other areas in the game, like Mayhem Temple, getting jiggies was pretty simple. You find mission, do mission, get jiggy. You know, it's just like you find the cow person, you shoot all the flies, you get the jiggy. Grunty's Industries doesn't really like to follow that formula so much, and this is really the only level that gets obnoxious with this, because there's tons and tons of red tape that you have to go through in order to do anything in this level, and that's part of what makes it one of the more obnoxious areas in the game. Example, what we're doing right now with the battery pack that we just got using the taxi pack. Now, normally we would just be able to go into this area no problem, because, you know, it's just like, oh, there's a door, we go into the door. No, in Grunty's Industries, we actually have to find a battery pack, turn into solo banjo, taxi pack the battery over to this door, and then we can finally enter this area. And you want to know something else? This area doesn't even have any jiggies in it. No joke, we can't even get anything in this area to begin with other than like one power-up and a couple of music notes. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous how much red tape this level expects you to cut through, and that's really the part of the level that makes it the most obnoxious. Because, like, the only really important thing we need to get in this area right now is the snooze pack for Banjo. The snooze pack basically just allows you to replenish your health whenever you want as Banjo. You press Z and I think side C, and then Banjo takes a little snooze in his backpack, and he can replenish his health. Now normally that would seem kind of pointless because you're really not usually in danger of dying due to health loss in this game. Or really just dying in general, unless if you mess up or you've just been playing for a really long time. No, the snooze pack is actually used for certain puzzles in this game. One of which I am actually going to be doing right now. No, that's the train station. I'm actually trying to head towards that trash compactor over there. Now, oh, I'm showing it off right now. Yeah, but the thing is that using the snooze pack for anything other than the puzzles is sort of a risky maneuver because you're likely to get hit just as much as you're likely to replenish your health. So, yeah, really, it's not too useful, but I do like having it, so, yeah. Anyway, here's one of the examples of a puzzle involving the snooze pack, and there really aren't too many that involve this power-up's use, but, you know, I figured I might as well get this one done out of the way, because this is one of the more simple jiggies to get once you do actually get the ability needed to solve it. Basically, you can't avoid getting trash compacted there. It's basically impossible. So what you do is you replenish a little bit of health with the snooze pack, and then you'll have enough health to get trash compacted by the next one when you get hit again. So yeah, you can't do this power up. You can't get this jiggy until after you get the snooze pack, so don't bother, I guess, is the best way to put it. You do need to be Banjo alone to get this, because although you probably could make it through with the Wonder Wing, they make it so that you have to get the snooze pack before you get this jiggy. But yeah, even though this is one of the more simple jiggies in the game, there's red tape for you to even start this mission, because, you know, you have to bother with the battery in order to open up the thing in order to get the jam jar power up in order to get this jiggy in the first place. Yeah, expect a lot of that in this level, which is part of the reason why nobody really likes it. I mean, again, I see people sort of like praise certain elements of this level, but I've never seen anybody call Grunty's Industries their favorite level, and I don't think anybody really should. And now, keep in mind, Grunty's Industries isn't like torture to go through, and I'm not trying to build it up as like a water temple or anything, even though the water temple is not that hard, you fucking pussies. Excuse me. But I'm not trying to build this up to be like this sort of awful, terrible level that's like torture or anything. No, it's got some more annoying aspects, but I feel like the atmosphere and stuff really does do enough to alleviate most of that obnoxiousness. Don't get me wrong, some missions in this level are pretty obnoxious, and there's one in particular I'm gonna rage at when we get to, but for the most part, I don't mind Grunty's Industries. I'm not going to say I love it, but I don't mind playing it. You know, I'd rather go through this level than play, like, several other games. So, you know, that says a lot when arguably the worst part of this game is still better than, like, dozens of other games that I've played. But, now, hold on. This area right here, the bottom area of this, waste plant, is basically, well, you can't really do a whole lot in there right now. But if you remember from Jolly Roger's Lagoon when we went through that pipe to get the Jinjo, this is the room where that Jinjo was in. So that Jinjo actually counts towards Grunty's Industries Jinjo completion, if I remember correctly. So that's actually pretty cool. You know, I like that they did that. And this is really where Grunty's Industries is where we really start seeing a lot of interconnective stuff in this game, because Grunty's Industries connects directly to Hailfire Peaks, the next level, and Jolly Roger's Lagoon, the level before it. So it's really one of the more central areas in the game, where we've seen bits and pieces of it before now, but now we're finally here. Although, being honest, I find it kind of odd that we see Grunty's Industries not like the last level, but sort of like at the 2/3 point, because this is like the closest to a Grunty's Fortress level that we really get to explore in this game. Because, like, although there is, like, that, you know, that big tower where we saw that cutscenes in the beginning of the game, we do go in there, but we don't really do anything in there, you know? So, Grunty's Industries, this place is obviously run by Grunty. This is the closest thing to, like, her hideout that we get to explore and fuck around in. So, while I don't think that it should have been the last level, I'm surprised that it comes before the level that comes after this, Hailfire Peaks. Especially since I do think this is a more challenging level than Hailfire Peaks in general. Anywho, here's floor 2. Getting to the different floors in Grunty's Industries is one of the more obnoxious parts of it, just because unlocking the different areas shouldn't be this difficult, you know? But you have to go through quite a few hoops in order to unlock the different areas in the game. So once you get to a new floor, try as hard as you can to find the warp pad for some easier access between levels as soon as possible. There's the floor 2 warp pad right there. It's right next to Wumba's Wigwam. So at the very least, you don't have to deal with that too badly. You know, it's right in front of the floor 2 entrance, which is good. Also, while you're right here, take the time in order to blow up those ventilation grates, because that is critically important to a puzzle later on in the game, and you're going to want to take care of it now while you still remember that it exists, before then when you fuck it up and you realize that you'll have to start all the way over. And also, I see you there, Mr. Security Camera. You can't fool me this time. Yeah, this is one of the more wide open security cameras in the game. Well, I should say one of the more wide-open security camera areas in the game. I don't think that there's really any way to, like, Metal Gear Solid your way through this part of the game. Like, I don't think that you could, like, dodge the security camera, like, be in the way that it's not pointing. Well, I'm sure you can, but it's probably a lot more difficult than than people would think it. It's probably a lot more difficult than it really should be, and I forgot to press the button. The button to open that door is right there, Ted. What are you doing? Ted, stop. Ted, the button's right to your left. Ted, no, no, no. Oh, so stupid. Past me is so stupid. Yeah, you're going to want to press that button if you want to open up the door that leads to the outside there. There's like a Jinjo and stuff out there, but I forget to grab it, so yeah, I'm an idiot. The button to open the door was literally right there. Yeah, I'm not the smartest fish in the tool shed. I don't think I did that metaphor right. I can be dumb at times. I like that one a little bit better. So anywho, we're about to learn yet another new ability in Grunty's Industries. If I can say one thing about the level, at least all the Jam Jar power-ups are really easy to find, so you don't have to go too out of your way to get any of those. Which is good, because if they were as obnoxious to get as some of the other stuff in this level, I'd probably rip my fucking hair out. Especially since a lot of the power-ups in Grunty's Industries are really useful for other areas in the game, like The claw clamber boots are important not just for this level, but for later levels and earlier levels in the game, so you're gonna need to get those. The ability that we got with Banjo, the snooze pack, while not like terribly important, it does help out with some other puzzles in the game, and it's just a useful ability to have all around, so that's why, you know, that's important to get. And the ability we're about to get with Kazooie is just a useful thing to have because it just makes traveling the world a lot easier. So you're gonna want to get that one too. So, Also, with the snooze pack, you can sort of MacGyver your way to getting full health whenever you get to a split-up pad. Because the way that the system works is that whenever you go to a split-up pad, the game sort of does this calculation to split up the health between Banjo and Kazooie. But if you heal up one, that health will come back to the other when you separate and when you come back together and separate again. So basically, if you keep on using the snooze pack and combining together and separating again, you can get yourself back to full health whenever you get to any split-up pad. So, you know, that's pretty nice, I suppose. Anywho, leg spring. You know that ability that we have as Banjo and Kazooie when you press the Z button and the A button to do a backflip that does gets you a lot of height? Basically, that's this, but with Kazooie alone. You can get tons and tons and tons of air using this ability. And not only is this good for just, you know, reaching higher places, it just makes getting to certain things as Kazooie a lot easier. Like that split-up pad in Pterodactyl Land that we actually needed to use spring step shoes in order to get to. We could reach that with the leg spring ability, so that's one of the most important ones in the game to grab, so that's why I recommend going after that almost immediately after you get to the second floor. The door we opened with Banjo there, though, that's really only important for something that we're going to be doing much later in the game. Like, you know, there's a certain puzzle that involves this electromagnetic chamber that, of course, doesn't give you a Jiggy, but only opens the way for you to do another thing to get the Jiggy. But, however, there is an opening to the elevator shaft in here, so you are going to have to go in here as Banjo and Kazooie alone at some point. The elevator shaft is something that you'll find down at the first floor, right next to that split-up pad where we got the claw climber boots. And, well, you can climb up there for some easy access to certain parts of the level, but I don't find myself using it all that much, just only in a few specific circumstances. But remember where this electromagnetic room is, because this is going to be a central point for a puzzle later on in the game, and it's one of the more complex yet annoying ones to do, so look forward to that, I guess. Fucking walking the radioactive nuclear stupid waste containers, gosh, hate those guys. I mean, where do they get off hopping around without any legs? This is a legs-only business, pal. I think there's another, yeah, over there where you see that light, you can't see it because of draw distance, but there is actually another bouncing battery in there, so you're going to want to remember where that is for later, because you do need to use every single battery in the level if you want to unlock all of the Jiggies in Grunty's Industries. So keep that in mind. Also, well, shocky things, but this this ventilation shaft here, you are going to want to open it up. You're going to want to go walk back and open up this door as Banjo and Kazooie, because the Wumba transformation in this area is surprisingly non-mobile, and you're going to need to bring him through this passageway in order to get him to a point where you need him in the later level. Basically, yeah, you see the skivvy workmate there? You're going to need to use Wumba's transformation in order to do that side quest, and Wumba's transformation has surprisingly low mobility, so yeah. Oh, end of the part. Shit.